It is the Gamer Edition of Ratchet from Studio Series 09. Yes, it is. Well, I've never played the game, but I imagine he looks pretty much like he did in the game. Looking at the weaponry he seems to be carrying, do no harm's out the goddamn window. But he's a very cool looking bot from what I can see, but he's in the package, so we have to remedy that. And I'm gonna go through this guy bit by bit and see if he's worthy of carrying the Ratchet name. You know, because Ratchet's kind of cool. Oh, damn you, Bumblebee bulkhead. I'm too old for this. Shit. He never said shit on the show, but he should have. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you're a longtime watcher, thanks so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. And we're going to go through this Gamer Edition of Ratchet and see how cool it could possibly be. Be right back. So I'm going to pull out my trusty knife and we're going to cut this open and check out what we have. So as you can see, he is trapped on his cardboard prison by little plastic straps. We'll take care of that. He also, like they've been doing with all the studio series lately, has a backdrop that you can place him on and display him if you have that kind of room. We have instructions, shitty piece of paper. Yeah, well, don't need that. And this I'll probably never use because I ain't got that kind of room. So let's take a look at the figure. Now this is Ratchet, our loving medic who unfortunately passed before being able to work on Prime after the Battle of Autobot City. But to be quite honest, the wounds may have been fatal, but there he is in his bot mode, and he's got some accessories, like this gun, the head of an axe, yeah. Is that for medical purposes, you know, when you have to do an amputation? And we have this, which could be a missile, could be a handle, could be, who knows? Use your imagination! And of course, all this is left plastic crap, and I'm gonna add to the crap before I sweep it up. Now, in case we get some kitten visitors, let's put that away, but let's take a look at Ratchet. Now, I'm gonna take a glance at the instructions to see if there are some suggestions or guidelines for putting stuff on him. Apparently this comes off. Why? Let's first take a look at the weapons and then we'll examine why that comes off. So he's got this big ass gun. It also looks like it could be a spark extractor. Gotta make sure his toes are down. That looks a little bright. Let me see. I guess that's okay. Now this axe can go into his hand, but what's interesting is you put, according to the instructions, the handle in the bottom of his hand, and then the axe on top. So yeah, just the guy you want working on you during a battle. All right, he looks a little bit better now. Before he was a little bit overexposed, so I had to call in my expert camera person to increase the shutter speed. Whatever that means. But yeah, so he looks like not exactly a medic, but then again, he's got kind of medic symbols on him. Now to take this out of his hand, again, you have to disassemble it. And it does have storage if he doesn't want to carry around his axe. There's a little slot here, little post that's rectangular, and there's a little, actually a couple different rectangular holes. Looks like only that one fits. So he can carry the axe on his back. Also this gun for weapon storage while he's in robot mode. I find it kind of cool that they've been providing weapon storage for them in their bot modes, not just their vehicle modes. But this can plug into his ass and point to the side. So if he's gonna shit at somebody, it can funnel them in that direction. The turrets, that is. So that's what he looks like with his weapons attached. But I do find that kind of cool that they can have weapons hanging off them. Not in ideal spaces for them to like easily grab them. Maybe the gun, he could kind of reach behind and grab the gun maybe, but the axe, that's like, hey, Bumblebee, can you get help? I need my axe. But what I also find interesting is there's a little section in the beginning here that basically says, pull this back, spread it out, but it's basically just showing how to reattach his back. It's not really, maybe he was supposed to come packaged slightly differently. But anyway, he's a cool looking figure. I'm gonna put the weapons aside for the moment, but I do notice something interesting. His arm comes off, like so. So you can actually put his gun weapon in place of his arm. The claw. Or you can attach some of the other weapons that come with some of the Gamer Edition War for Cybertron figures. So that's neat. I like him to not be disarmed. Interestingly, when you do take off his arm, you can attach it somehow, it looks like, onto his back so he doesn't lose it, and then close that up around it. They think of everything. Well, not everything, but a lot. Now it also shows some stuff for when he is in vehicle mode, but we'll get to that when we get to vehicle mode. But in the meantime, it's time to check out Posability. Now I do kind of like the Cybertronian style of vehicles sometimes, especially when they still kind of bear a resemblance to their Earth counterparts, but this is pretty neat. I'm looking for ankle swivels, and aha, and he does have them, so he can be in a nice stance. It's basically a joint right there inside of his foot, so he's got that. You know what comes next. Full Jean-Claude Van Damme. If we put the arms forward, he can balance himself. So there he is in that mode, which leads me to believe he's got some good posability in the legs, so he can kick forward. Nice. Little violent for a medic, but you know, nice. He can kick back. He can kick to the side, and can really raise it up there. He bends at the knee. It's kind of 90 degrees-ish. Does he swivel? He swivels right above the knee is where the swivel joint is. Can he twist at the waist? He can, all the way around. No problemo. Now he does have these shoulder pads, which may interfere with the arms. Let's see. So if you flip up the shoulder pads, the arms can go all the way around. They can go out to the side. You can accidentally take off the arm again. But yeah, you do need to move the shoulder pads out of the way. He can bend at the elbow. He can swivel. Now when you swivel, there's these two little notches here on his backpack part that plug in, but it's pretty easy to push them out of place, so just be aware of that. That's a little bit of a minus, but not that big of a deal. His fists can twist all the way around, and his shoulders have a little wiggle, but not really enough to cause expressiveness. His head, see, it turns all the way around. There you go. There's no real ab crunch. There is the backpack that can move in different ways, but it's not really supposed to go anywhere, I don't think. So there you have him. Yeah, this first section is just a puzzle. Why they're showing how to put the backpack in backpack formation. I guess once it comes out of the box, maybe they weren't planning on having it in that configuration. That's the only thing I can think of. But one more spin on the turntable of doom. It looks pretty cool. He's got the little kind of medic things on the back of his fist plates, which could cause some damage when punching. You can see the Autobot symbol. He's got the kind of white little crown type thing. I don't know what they call that. He looks grim, because he's in a video game. Yeah, lots of nice posability, good Ratchet colors, and superhero landing, kind of. He can also do a regular split. So yeah, liking the posability. That's part of the transformation. You're not supposed to do that. Let's check out his vehicle mode. Oh, I do want to bring your attention to the itty bitty Autobot symbol there, right here on his chest. Apparently the first part of the transformation is hiding that. I don't know why. And I have to say, the transformation, while clever, is also a bit of a pain in the ass. I missed one little thing where, because you got to twist them at the waist and then you got to twist the lower legs, each of them. So since I missed that one little part, it caused a little bit of a delay in me getting him into this mode. It also has a lot of little things that plug into each other, which is great, but sometimes when you're trying to get one thing to plug into, it pops out the other thing. Clever, but a little bit of a pain in the ass in the transformation. And I'm not sure if he's exactly snapped in the way he should be, but we got him mostly there. So as you can see, he does have the Autobot symbol here. Now, I don't know what the point of hiding that other Autobot symbol was. It's like he's not trying to disguise himself. So, and he's kind of got like a barricade busting front bumper. There, I managed to slide. I noticed some other things had popped out. So I like the look, I like the feel, but the exactitudinous, if that's a word, exactitudinous of this mold can kind of cause some problems because things will pop out if things are not exactly in place. Like this side of the bumper keeps popping off, and I'm not sure if it's me or just the mold itself. But it's a cool four-wheel drive looking, you know, I imagine he's four-wheel drive. Can kind of go off-road, knobby tires. Nice little red highlights on them. But let's see, where do the weapons go? So the gun actually plugs into the back, according to the instructions. So he kind of tows his weapon along. Not really usable in that mode. And he does have storage for his weapon on the top. It's like he's transporting a really big guitar. I guess that's why they call it an axe. Though this could be some kind of laser weapon or just, you know, something to run people through with. But yeah, I like it, but at the same time, I just wish it would fit together a little bit better. And again, I'm not sure if it's me or if it's just the way they designed the mold. But time for the roll test. Wow. Very good roll test. He can crash into his own weapons. He kind of, depending on how you roll him, I mean, straight, he kind of goes to the right. Of course, again, that could be because of something, yeah, that came out again. If I can get that back in, he should go straight. Not that I'm trying to, you know, say you need to be straight, dude. That's your decision. So under here, if you have these off angle even less a little bit, you got to be careful because he will not be in place. But now that I've gotten rid of the slight misalignment, he seems better. Still lifts a little bit to the right, but still better. And he seems to be together a little bit much. So yeah, they're good, but exacting. If your angle is off by a couple degrees, it can cause just instability throughout the whole Transformer. But overall, he's a cool looking vehicle. I'm not very fond of him having the axe on the top. The weapon on the back, I've seen worse. But yeah, the storage for the axe, I mean, I would think they would have done something maybe to mount the axe in a different way and maybe have this somewhere else. But Gamer Edition Ratchet, he will go into my Ratchet collection. Well, my collection was organized by whatever character they were. Now I'm kind of trying to put it chronologically. And once I finish, I will show it off. Not bad. If you're a better transformer of toys than I, then you might not run into the misalignment thing. But cool toy. I will put a link in the description. If you'd like to get this guy, it is a cool representation of Ratchet. In his vehicle mode, he is 4 3/4 inches in length. Transforming him back is much quicker than transforming him the first time. In robot mode, he is just a little shy of 6 inches. And Honor is here just as we're finishing up. But there you go, Gamer Ratchet. A fun toy, though. Again, a little bit exacting. You need to get the angles right. And now that I've experienced it, I'll do much better next time. Which you won't see because I'm not doing this video again. What in tarnation is a cat doing on the table? Yeah, I don't know what his voice sounded like in the video game, so I'm just going with animated. So, a cool figure overall, exacting transformation, but a cool vehicle mode. I'd recommend it. So, link in the description if you'd like to get this guy. And while you are mulling over this particular Ratchet, you can check out this video over here, which is a buddy of his, but in the also Cybertronian mode, but from the cartoon, Wheeljack. Check that out. And if you're enjoying this content, by all means, feel free to subscribe, and we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.